Shalom, my name is Raha Ernest, and we have been looking into those scriptures which will change the course of your life, scriptures that can turn your life around. And today we're looking into Colossians chapter 1 verse 13, and this is what it says: who hath delivered us from the power of darkness into the kingdom of his dear Son. So some translations says from the kingdom of darkness or dominion of darkness. That's what God has done. He has delivered us. So that's good news. And when did that happen? That happened 2,000 years ago. It does not happen when you give your life to Jesus. When I gave my life to Jesus 17 years ago, is when I chose to take the journey from the place of bondage into the kingdom of light, kingdom of his dear Son. That's what God says in this scripture. You know, like the Israelites, they lived in Egypt, they lived in darkness, they lived in a place of bondage. But God delivered them. Even though God delivered them, they had to choose to wake up early in the morning, not to stay in bed. They had to choose to put their shoes on. They had to choose to pack their bags, pack their sandwiches, and take the journey. They had to walk with God from the place of bondage into the promised land. And we have to choose to leave the place of bondage, whatever bondage we find ourselves in this life. You have to recognize your place of bondage and choose to take that journey with God into a place of freedom, into the kingdom of his dear Son. Like Jesus called it, the kingdom of light. He says he is the light of the world. In John 8 verse 12, he says, I'm the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness. That means he will take you from the place of darkness into his kingdom. So Jesus himself will walk with you from that place of bondage, which is like Egypt, into his kingdom of his dear Son. That's what God calls here. And he will walk with you through the wilderness, through places of difficulties, and you will get there, not taking 40 years like the Israelites, not wandering in the wilderness. It can be a short journey if you choose to follow Jesus. So it's Colossians chapter 1 verse 13. That's the scripture for today.